Is this the post-Megxit future? The Duchess's first appearance since the royal bombshell landed, would you believe it, just a week ago. Today visiting a women's shelter in Vancouver, having afternoon tea. Some habits don't die hard, it seems. Meanwhile, in Bradford, Meghan's brother and sister-in-law carried out their first official engagement together since that statement from the Sussexes. The focus briefly on them, but the spotlight still very much on Meghan and Harry. But while there has been much deliberation behind the scenes at Buckingham Palace on just how Meghan and Harry will disentangle themselves from the royal firm, today outside it and a different row involving Meghan's own family and a personal handwritten letter which she wrote to her father and the Mail on Sunday then published. And the trial could be very messy. Estranged from her father, Meghan is suing the Mail on Sunday for, she says, misusing her private information, breaching her copyright, and she claims selective editing. Today it emerged that her father, Mr Markle, could be called into the witness box at the High Court to testify against his daughter. And according to his other daughter, her dad would be willing to appear. That viewed by many as a lethal weapon in the case. Across 44 pages, the Mail on Sunday's lawyers defend the article in question, claiming the royal family, including the Duchess, rely on publicity about themselves and their lives in order to maintain the privileged positions they hold and promote themselves. They say the Duchess did not have a reasonable expectation of privacy, that the contents of the letter were private and would remain so. Their evidence that it did not infringe her privacy? They claim the letter was immaculately copied in Meghan's elaborate handwriting, arguing that the care she took over the presentation meant she anticipated it would be seen and read by a wider audience.
There is a distinct difference between what's in the public interest and what the public are interested in. And there actually is no specific statutory defence of in the public interest to copyright infringement. So the Mail on Sunday, the newspapers are just hoping that the publicity that they're going to generate from this legal action obviously is going to sell lots of newspapers for them.
Speaking of which, even across the pond, a live radio chat quickly moved on to Megxit and issues of privacy.
What are your feelings about Megxit?
I'm rather on Harry's side, I have to say. I think if, you know, the tabloid press effectively murdered his mother. Now they're tearing his wife to pieces. I think as a man, it's his job to protect his family. So I'm with him.
As for the question of Mr Markle as star witness, we perhaps saw a preview last year after Meghan's dad appeared on TV telling his side of the story.
I'm a footnote in one of the greatest moments in history rather than the dad walking her down the aisle. So that upsets me somewhat.
But of course, being cross-examined in the defence box would be an entirely different experience, although no less exposing for Meghan. Both sides could still settle out of court, with no date yet set for the trial. For now, though, there is the prospect of a very personal courtroom battle involving a daughter and her dad as the world watches.